On December 2, 2022, the United States quietly rolled back the curtain on a machine that adversaries had whispered about for years. In a hardened hangar in Palmdale, California, the B-21 Raider emerged from the shadows. Pentagon officials called it the future of strategic deterrence. Defense analysts called it a generational leap. Others called it something far more unsettling, a platform designed to make entire air defense networks irrelevant. For 3 decades, rumors of a next-generation stealth bomber circulated through black-budget briefings and classified hearings. Then, without warning, the nightmare became real. The global balance of power shifted in a single reveal. At first glance, the Raider resembles the B-2 Spirit, a smooth flying wing, no vertical surfaces, no visible aggression. But appearances are deceptive. The B-21 is not merely a bomber. It is a penetrating intelligence node, a data fusion hub, and a stealth platform engineered to survive inside the world's most heavily defended airspace. In this video, we analyze how the B-21 Raider achieves a level of invisibility so advanced that even sophisticated tracking architectures struggle to maintain contact. The Raider's origins trace back to the Long-Range Strike Bomber program, initiated in the early 2010s as a response to rapidly advancing Russian and Chinese air defense systems. Anti-access and area denial strategies were hardening. Surface-to-air missile ranges were expanding beyond 200 miles. Stealth, once a rare advantage, was being challenged by multi-band radar arrays and passive detection networks. The B-21 was conceived to counter that future before it fully arrived. Northrop Grumman leveraged decades of B-2 operational data, digital engineering tools, and advanced materials science to produce a platform optimized from the inside out. Design is where the Raider begins to separate itself from its predecessor. The B-2 spans 172 feet and carries an empty weight of roughly 158,000 pounds. The B-21 is significantly smaller, with a wingspan estimated between 140 and 150 feet and an empty weight near 70,000 pounds. That reduction is deliberate. A smaller airframe presents a smaller radar cross-section and simplifies sustainment. The aircraft's structure integrates advanced composite materials and a new generation of radar-absorbent material embedded directly into the airframe. This is not a fragile coating applied after assembly. It is structural stealth, engineered into the skin itself. Technologically, the B-21 represents a convergence of low observability, digital architecture, and electronic warfare. Its active electronically scanned array radar operates with low probability of intercept modes, minimizing emissions that could betray its presence. Integrated sensors fuse signals from across the electromagnetic spectrum, allowing the aircraft to detect threats passively. Infrared signature reduction is equally critical. Its engines, believed to be derivatives of the Pratt & Whitney F-135 family, are buried deep within the wing. Exhaust is channeled across the upper fuselage through shielded nozzles, reducing heat exposure to ground-based infrared search and track systems. Performance specifications remain classified, but open assessments provide a framework. The Raider is subsonic, cruising likely around Mach 0.8 at altitudes approaching 50,000 feet. Its unrefueled range is estimated to exceed 6,000 nautical miles, extendable through aerial refueling. Payload capacity is projected at approximately 15 to 20 tons, carried entirely within internal bays to preserve stealth. Most striking is its radar cross-section. The B-21's radar signature has been compared to that of a large bird, around 0.1 square meters. The B-21 is assessed to be an order of magnitude smaller, potentially near 0.01 square meters, a golf ball at stratospheric altitude, moving at hundreds of miles per hour, nearly invisible. The Raider's weapons configurations reflect its dual conventional and nuclear mission, giving it extraordinary operational flexibility. Internally, it can carry B-61-12 and B-83 nuclear gravity bombs for strategic deterrence, as well as the AGM-181 long-range standoff nuclear cruise missile. For conventional operations, it is capable of deploying joint direct attack munitions in multiple weight classes and AGM-158 JASSM and extended-range JASSM-ER stealth cruise missiles for deep strike missions, with the capacity to integrate future hypersonic weapons currently under development. This adaptability is enabled by its open architecture systems. Unlike legacy bombers that require lengthy, multi-year upgrade cycles, the B-21 is engineered for rapid software integration, allowing new weapons to be incorporated through digital updates rather than major structural modifications. In effect, it is built more like a networked combat system than a traditional aircraft. In a strategic scenario over the Indo-Pacific, the B-21 would likely operate as the spearhead of a broader campaign. Launching from continental United States bases, it could refuel mid-air and approach contested airspace under emission control. Collaborative combat aircraft drones would push ahead, acting as decoys and electronic warfare platforms. The Raider would remain silent, absorbing sensor data while calculating strike solutions. At a time and place of its choosing, internal bays would open briefly. Weapons would deploy. Command nodes, missile batteries, and airfields could be neutralized before defenders confirm an intrusion. Yet, stealth is not invulnerability. Sustained operations require tanker support, themselves vulnerable assets. Advances in over-the-horizon radar and space-based infrared sensors continue to evolve. Quantum radar research, though immature, seeks to erode traditional low observable advantages. The B-21 mitigates these threats through networked warfare and electronic attack, but escalation risks remain severe. A stealth penetration mission against a nuclear-armed peer carries enormous geopolitical weight. Misinterpretation could trigger rapid escalation. Politically, the Raider has drawn predictable reactions. U.S. allies in Europe and the Pacific view it as reassurance, a visible commitment to extended deterrence. NATO planners consider it a stabilizing force against Russian aggression. In Beijing and Moscow, however, the unveiling was interpreted as a warning shot. China's development of the H-20 stealth bomber underscores a growing strategic rivalry in the air domain. Both nations are investing heavily in layered air defenses and long-range precision fires designed specifically to counter platforms like the B-21. Cost adds another dimension. The Air Force targets an average procurement cost of roughly $700 million per aircraft, with plans for at least 100 units. Over a projected 30-year life cycle, total investment could exceed $200 billion. Supporters argue that survivable deterrence justifies the expense. Critics question whether unmanned systems and hypersonic missiles might offer more cost-effective alternatives. The debate is not merely financial, it is philosophical. Does dominance come from a few exquisite platforms or from distributed, attritable mass? The answer, for now, appears to be both. The B-21 is designed to operate alongside swarms of autonomous drones, forming a system of systems. It is a quarterback in the sky, directing assets while remaining concealed. Artificial intelligence assists with threat prioritization and defensive maneuvers. Future iterations may even enable optional unmanned operation, reducing risk to aircrew in the most contested environments. In the end, the B-21 Raider represents more than a bomber. It embodies a doctrine shift toward persistent, networked, stealth-enabled power projection. Its invisibility is not magic. It is the product of physics, materials science, digital engineering, and strategic foresight. But invisibility, however advanced, exists within an ecosystem of countermeasures and adaptation. Adversaries are already studying its silhouette, modeling its signatures, and designing ways to expose it. The unveiling in 2022 was not the end of a story. It was the opening move in a new chapter of great power competition. As stealth confronts sensor fusion, as artificial intelligence collides with electronic warfare, and as hypersonic weapons compress decision timelines, the margin for error narrows. The B-21 Raider flies at the center of that storm. The question is no longer whether it can evade today's radar. The question is whether tomorrow's battlefield will allow any platform to remain unseen.